Hello and welcome to Aware Together, the Learning Disability and Autism Awareness podcast. I am your host, Stanley Emmanuel, a learning disability student nurse at the University of Hertfordshire. I am so glad you're here. This podcast is all about learning, unlearning, and growing together. In each episode, we would explore ways to better understand, support, and celebrate those with learning disability and autism. Whether you are a healthcare professional, a carer, a student, a parent, or just someone with a kind and curious mind, you are in the right place. Together, we will challenge myths, share meaningful insights, and build a more inclusive world, one conversation at a time. So, thank you for joining me. Let's dive into today's episode of Aware Together. In our last episode, we explored what it truly means to have a learning disability. We broke it down into three key areas. First, we looked at what learning disabilities are and how they affect everyday life. Then we explored how early diagnosis and personalized support can help individuals thrive. And finally, we tackled the harmful myths that continue to create barriers to inclusion. What tied it together was a message of empathy and respect, reminding us that understanding begins with awareness and inclusion begins with seeing the person and not the label. Today, we shift our focus to autism and how transformative it can be when we open ourselves to seeing the world through someone else's lens. When we talk about autism, it is important to understand that communication takes different forms. Words aren't the only way we connect. For autistic individuals, meaning is shared through gesture, patterns, shared focus, or calm presence. True connection begins when we slow down, notice, and respect these different ways of engaging with the world. It's not about forcing interaction. It's about creating a space for authentic connection to grow. That's how we build trust. That's how we include. Autism is a neurodevelopmental difference that affects how someone experiences communication, social interaction, and sensory inputs. The word spectrum is important because no two autistic individuals are the same. Some are chatty, others non-verbal. Some prefer company, others like quiet. All these expressions are valid. Autism isn't something to be fixed. It's a different way of engaging with the world. It's a different way of thinking, feeling, connecting. It often comes with strength, like deep focus, honesty, creativity, and a strong sense of fairness. Instead of seeing deficits, we should see strength. These are human qualities, not flaws, and they add richness to our communities. Supporting autistic individuals begins with empathy and recognizing the richness in different minds and honoring that difference with respect. It's not about changing who someone is. is about changing how we listen, how we show up, and how we shape our environment to welcome and not overwhelm. True inclusion begins when we stop asking people to fit in and start creating the space for them to belong. In many cases, it is not autism itself that leads to distress. It's the world around it. When environments aren't designed to embrace different ways of thinking, feeling, and communicating, they sometimes become overwhelming. But when we pause, listen, and make thoughtful adjustments, we open the door to calm, comfort, and confidence for everyone involved. That might look like offering structure and routine, using visual support, keeping language clear and simple, or reducing sensory overload. During placement, one support worker told me something that stuck. We meet people where they are, not where we think they should be. And that's what true inclusion looks like. And it matters because when we support autistic individuals to be themselves, their true strength shines in school, at work, in relationships, and in everyday life. Let's take a moment to talk openly about some of the misconceptions that still surround autistic people. Some of these myths don't just create misunderstandings, they shape the way society treats people and how some people feel about themselves. One persistent myth is that autistic people don't feel emotions. This simply isn't true. Autistic people feel deeply, but they may express their emotions in different ways. But that doesn't mean the feelings aren't there. Another common belief is that all autistic people have special talents, servant-like talents. While some may have unique strength in certain areas, many don't, and that's perfectly okay. All autistic people deserve respect and dignity, not because of their talent, but because of who they are. And finally, there is the harmful myth that autism is caused by bad parenting or vaccines. This has been widely debunked. Autism is a natural variation in the way the brains develop, shaped by genetics and biology. Let's move past the outdated assumptions and truly listen. Science and experience both show us this. Autistic people aren't broken. They are just different. And in that difference, there is beauty, strength, and value. Autism is a natural way of being. What autistic people need is not fixing. It's respect, understanding, and the freedom to be exactly who they are. As we bring this episode to a close, let's carry this forward with compassion. Autistic people aren't broken. They are human, unique, valuable. Their experiences challenge us to listen better, think deeper, and be kinder. This isn't about changing them. It's about changing how we respond. So, whoever you are, parent, professional, friend, ally, your role in shaping understanding matters. Thanks for being part of Aware Together. If this episode resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to leave your story. We are listening. Until next time, remember, every voice matters and every journey counts.